Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It is your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, baby. I'm right back at you with another episode from right up top. You know what's up? Dom's World. Because you got your world and I got mine's. And this morning, on a chopping block, I want to talk about when the hate comes from within. Self-hate, self-doubt, no belief in yourself. See, we talk about haters all the time. You know, we talk about haters, and I've come on here several times and talked about your haters. But there's nothing more dangerous than when the hate comes from within. When the person that's hating on you is you. Chop chop. Family. You can't be hating on yourself. Are you serious? Is that what we doing now? Is that really what some of us are doing these days? We are hating ourselves. Okay. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's chop this thing up, family. Okay, let's get into it. You know, when we make mistakes, all right, when we hit rock bottom, or when we fall off, or when we find ourselves in a bad patch in the storm, up under a dark cloud, sometimes we know exactly what we did to get there. Some of us, we sit, we ponder, and we realize what the mistakes that we made. We realize what we did to find ourselves in a position of being at rock bottom. Some of us know we made mistakes. Some of us made mistakes that we probably knew we shouldn't have made. We did it anyway, and now we suffer for it. You know, when we find ourselves in a storm, sometimes we realize that we actually deserve to be in it because we've made some decisions along the way that brought us to where we are. I want to tell you, there's nothing wrong with realizing you deserve your storm. There's nothing wrong with realizing you deserve to be under your dark cloud. There's nothing wrong with realizing that you deserve the karma that you're receiving right now. Because you will grow from that, you will learn from that, you will become humble. So there's nothing wrong with realizing that you made a mistake and you're paying for it. And as you should. Sometimes you should. Sometimes when you make a bad decision, you should pay for it. That's the way life works. You make a bad decision, your ass can go to jail for it. You make a bad decision, it could cost you your life. And sometimes people have warned you, and yet you didn't listen anyway. So you should suffer for not listening. You should suffer for the bad decision you made, because within the suffering, there's a lesson to learn. So understanding that you belong in the storm right now, or you belonged in the storm for a while, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I do it all the time. It's called accountability. That's what I call it. I call it accountability. I call it accountability when you can realize you made a mistake. You're paying for it, you learn from it, and you won't make that again. Accountability is a beautiful thing. I encourage you all to jump in the accountability pool and swim to the deep end of it. But what goes wrong is sometimes we punish ourselves for far too long. Some of you are still punishing yourselves for the mistakes that you made years ago. And I want you to stop doing that. You deserve better. You paid your dues, baby. You paid your dues. I'm talking to somebody this morning. I'm letting somebody know you paid your dues. You've suffered for far too long. You suffered long enough. You've isolated yourself. You've humbled yourself to the point of where you don't even have any confidence right now. You've humbled yourself so low. And you've humbled yourself so much, you lost all confidence, bro. You don't even have any confidence right now. Sweetheart, you've paid so heavily for that mistake that the person that you made the mistake to, they forgave you a long time ago. They forgave you a long time ago. You haven't forgiven yourself. They ain't even thinking about it no more. They forgave you a long time ago. They done moved on with their life. But you haven't forgiven yourself. I'm talking to somebody this morning. Let it go. If it's been years Okay, that's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to somebody who made a mistake over a year ago, and you're still torturing yourself for it. You're still paying a price for it, but yet you've been forgiven. You've been forgiven. I get it, though. I totally get it, because I'm speaking from experience. The last time I found myself in a bad spot and I realized it was because I made the same mistake over again, I tortured myself. I punished myself. And I felt like I deserved to be at the bottom where I was at. But as long as I felt that way, I was going to stay at that bottom, y'all. I'm talking to somebody this morning. If you want to come out that bottom, if you want to come out of that hole that you dug for yourself, you're going to have to realize that there's a shovel in your goddamn hands. Use it and come up out of that hole. No longer do you need to live in that hole. Dig yourself out just as much as you dug yourself in it. Use the very same shovel that dug you in the hole to dig yourself up out of it. Climb. Get your nails dirty. You're going to have to climb. You're going to have to sink your nails into some dirt and climb your way up out of that hole. You're going to get your hands dirty. You've paid your dues. You did your time. It's over with now. That's like somebody who went to prison and served 10 years in prison time and coming out still talking about the crime. You got to let it go. You have to let go of the past. It's all about the present and the future. You still living in the past? You lost it, family. You lost it. You understand what I'm saying to you? Let go of your past. It's okay to remember. It's okay to remember. I'm telling you right now, it's okay to remember, but you can't hold on to that memory of pain and disappointment and let down. You have to realize that that was a moment of pain, a moment of let down. But you've learned from that. And now anytime you remember what you went through, it's simply just a memory. You don't need to relive the pain of that memory. There's the thought of that memory. There's the picture of that memory, the vision of that memory in your head. That's fine. Okay, whatever. Sometimes it's good to still hold on to that so that you can remember, I don't want to ever go through that again. But don't you allow yourself to sit on that thought for any longer than 5 seconds. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Because if you sit on that thought, that past thought for any longer than 5 seconds, then the feelings of disappointment and anger and frustration is going to come back to you. Don't do that to yourself. You've paid your dues, baby. You've done your time, bro. You've done it. You've learned your lesson. And I'm definitely talking to those of you who learned your lesson, who I realized the mistake I made. I will never make that mistake again. I learned my lesson. Move forward. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to move forward. Just don't make the same mistake again. You'll make a different mistake, but just don't make that one again. And if you make that one again, let's hope and pray that He will bring you through that again. That's life, family. We live and we learn. We live and we learn. But you can't learn without living. That makes sense? Get off the porch, get out the house, get in this game called life. Get in this game called life. You got one shot. One shot. You've been given this human experience. So experience it to its fullest. Experience the ugly and the beautiful that is life. Experience the ups and the downs that is life. Experience the good and the bad that is life. Nobody said it would be easy, but it doesn't have to be horrible either. You paid your dues. You've done your time. You've learned your lesson. They've forgiven you. He's forgiven you. It's time for you to forgive yourself. I'm talking to somebody this morning. I really hope you get it. I really hope you get it, because I can tell in my heart that somebody needs to hear this, because I know what this feels like. So I really hope and pray that I'm freeing somebody this morning. You have paid your dues. You have done your time. You have learned your lesson. God has forgiven you. The person that you did wrong has forgiven you. It's time for you to forgive yourself. Do you hear me? I love you. I love you. But you're going to have to love yourself. Love yourself enough to forgive yourself for the past mistakes that you've made. If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for all notifications, like and share your boy videos. I am Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, saying peace and one love. Keep your vibrations up here at all times. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. You were forgiven the moment you felt sorrow in your heart for what you did. The moment you realized that what you said, what you did was wrong, God was already forgiving you. It may take more time for a human being to forgive you. But even then, you don't sit around and wait for forgiveness. Once you get forgiveness from Yahweh, that's all you need. Start moving on. Once you get forgiveness for Yahweh and you forgive yourself, start moving on, because now what you got sitting in front of you is a beautiful, beautiful sweet cake that you need to take a slice of. You got this beautiful cake in front of you that is yours to eat. When God forgives you and you forgive yourself, take a slice of the pie, baby. Dig into the cake. The icing on the cake is when the human being that you did wrong, when they forgive you. That's the icing on the cake. But remember this. Icing on the cake may be even sweeter. So when you get forgiveness from the human being, it may be even sweeter. But just because there's no icing on the cake don't mean the cake ain't good. The cake is still good. There's plenty of cake that's still good without icing. Matter of fact, for some people, icing is just too much. You don't need forgiveness from another human being. In my humble opinion, you don't need. It's not a necessity to get the forgiveness from another human being, but you need the forgiveness from God and you need the forgiveness from yourself. That's a cake worth eating. And if you can get the forgiveness from the human being, then that's icing on the cake, if you like icing on your cake. You understand? Check this out, family. You are more powerful than you can ever imagine. You are more powerful than you could ever imagine. So forgive yourself so that you can be free to be who you were meant to be. Family, your boy is out.